Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's severe weather update. So, dangerous severe weather is likely across the plains into portions of the Midwest today, where the Storm Prediction Center has issued an enhanced risk of severe weather from central to southeast Colorado through most of northern Oklahoma, the northern Texas Panhandle, and southern Kansas in orange, including Garden City, Liberal, Wichita, Kansas, Woodward, and Tulsa, Oklahoma. We have a slight risk in the yellow, covering the rest of Kansas, northern Arkansas, southwest Missouri, western Tennessee, into the rest of the Texas Panhandle, eastern central Colorado, and up into portions of Nebraska, into South Dakota, western Iowa, and then another slight risk across eastern Illinois, central and southwestern Indiana in the yellow areas, and a marginal risk in the dark green from the western Florida Panhandle all the way through portions of the northern plains into the Tennessee Valley. So, looking at the tornado threats today, we have three areas that could see tornadoes today. We have a 5% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location across eastern Illinois, central and western Indiana in this brown area, including Indianapolis, Indiana, and Evansville, Indiana. A 2% surrounding that, including Louisville, Kentucky. So make sure you're on guard for some scattered tornadoes, especially if you live in the brown area today. And then we have another 5% tornado risk from Sioux Falls down to Norfolk, down to Omaha, Nebraska. In this brown area, 2% tornado risk surrounding that in the green area, including Lincoln, Nebraska. And then a 2% tornado risk from eastern Colorado, east of the Rockies through southwest Kansas, the Oklahoma Panhandle, the northeastern corner of New Mexico, far northern Texas Panhandle, and far southwestern Kansas. So, if you live in any of these areas, make sure you're on guard for some isolated to scattered tornadoes today. Looking at the damaging wind threat, this is going to be the primary concern across the plains, where we have a 30% chance of damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour stronger within 25 miles of a location across southern Kansas, central northern Oklahoma, far northern Texas Panhandle, southeastern corner of Colorado, including Garden City, Wichita, Liberal, Kansas, Woodward, Oklahoma, and Tulsa, Oklahoma. We also have a hatched area, which means some of these wind gusts are going to be in excess of 75 miles per hour hurricane force today. And I would not rule out a derecho either today across the central plains. So make sure you're preparing for numerous damaging wind gusts and a possible derecho if you live from eastern Colorado, western Oklahoma, the Texas Panhandle, across southern Kansas and northern Oklahoma today. We have a 15% damaging wind risk in the yellow and a 5% damaging wind risk in the brown today. And we could also be seeing some destructive hail, especially across southeast Colorado, southwest Kansas, and the Oklahoma Panhandle, where the Storm Prediction Center has issued a 30% chance of quarter-sized hail or larger within 25 miles of a location in the red, a 15% chance in the yellow, 5% in the brown, and then this hatched area today, we could be seeing hailstones of golf ball to baseball to tennis ball to softball size in areas including Denver, Pueblo, Colorado, Garden City, Kansas, Liberal, Kansas, and just north of Woodward, Oklahoma. Make sure you're parking your cars in the garage today if you live in this hatched area. So timing out the storms today, looking at the 12Z run of the HRRR model, we have a weakening complex of storms across southern Kansas and southwest Missouri, but this is not the primary threat. The primary threat is going to be this low pressure across South Dakota. We're going to start seeing some storms across eastern South Dakota, western Iowa by 4 o'clock this afternoon, as well as the front range of Colorado. And these are going to intensify as we go into 5 and 6 o'clock Central Daylight Time. And this is when we could start to see some tornadic storms across southwest Minnesota, northwestern Iowa, due to the spin from this upper level low. And then we're going to start to see clusters of damaging winds across Kansas into the Texas Panhandle by 6 to 7 o'clock, 8 and 9 o'clock, we're going to start to see our mesoscale convective system organizing across Kansas, and meanwhile seeing supercells possibly across northwest Iowa, northeastern Nebraska, southeastern South Dakota, producing that tornado threat. Going into 10 and 11 o'clock, could be seeing numerous large hail, damaging wind producing storms across Kansas, southeast Colorado, northern Oklahoma, and tornadic storms possible in western Iowa through 1 a.m. and our mesoscale convective system across Kansas and Oklahoma producing widespread damaging winds. Going to 2 a.m., we see the complex push across central Oklahoma, southeast Kansas. The storms across Iowa dissipate. And then, even as we go into 3 a.m., 4 a.m. tomorrow morning Central Time, we'll have our mesoscale convective system weakening as it pushes through southeast Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas. And then we see it dissipate across Arkansas. And then into tomorrow, we could see a renewed tornado threat across Iowa and Minnesota due to this low pressure. So make sure you're preparing for tornadoes across portions of Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa, Colorado, southwest Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and eastern New Mexico today. Damaging winds across the south central plains, as well as destructive hail. Thanks for watching today's severe weather update. Please stay safe and have a wonderful day, my friends.